This young Allosaurus is expecting. You see, back in the day, stones used to deliver babies because storks hadn't been invented yet. Luckily for our inbound baby, this is a very experienced mother, used to protecting her offspring from vicious attacks, such as these low-down baby-murdering Megs. But that's okay, because even in a pinch, Megs can make a pretty healthy snack for a growing Allosaurus. It's also important to pass down the time-honored tradition of Allosaurus mushroom harvesting, for which they're world renowned. And let us not forget the most important Allosaurus skill of them all, hunting the elusive planeskater. The perfect prey for a young Allosaurus's first hunt. And now, finally, the moment that she's waited for anxiously all this time. Despite this Allosaurus's diminutive stature, it's sure not short on finding trouble. Now here's a lesson all Allosauruses must learn. Gravity does not like you. As for the local Alberta herds, they had their calves earlier in the season. So while their babies might be a little older and a little bit more sturdier, it does give these young calves the opportunity to see what the young male Allosauruses have been doing while left unattended, while the females go off and have their young. For example, this male Allosaurus has decided to pick a fight with a Giga. But in the eyes of the Alberta, two carnivores fighting is better than two carnivores trying to eat you. So no matter who wins, it's still going to be one less carnivore for these Albertas. And that's a win. It's also a lot easier to steal mushrooms from a full and tired Allo. Another critter in the area is this young male Ceratosaurus, who's just nodded to adoption and was recently kicked from the group to make room for all the cuter babies. He's already been made a target by one of the lone Allosauruses in the area. He doesn't have a lot of experience, but he has an excellent arsenal in his inventory. This particular Ceratosaurus doesn't use Bone Break. They've opted instead for Headbutt, which does higher damage and is perfect for hit-and-run tactics, when he remembers the running away part. Unlike Allosaurus, Ceratosaurus is not exactly known for his intelligence. He's honestly kind of a goofy little bugger. Just look at the way he runs, kind of like a lopsided potato on toothpicks. There he goes, forgetting the running away part again. Looks like he overplayed his hand just a little bit this time. This Allosaurus decides to talk a little smack and go to our little potato. Our young potato has no choice but to run for the hills. Oh, ow. But of course our sassy potato can't resist one more hit. Making it to the cliffs, he uses the one skill the Allo doesn't have. Jumping! Sarahs might not be known for their intelligence, but in this case, this Ceratosaurus made a very wise decision. He will live to fight another day. Our Allosaurus mother has decided to rejoin the pack. This can still be a dangerous time, as you never know if the little one will start talking trash and get eaten. Or very simply, they just might not like its face. Luckily, this first meeting goes off without a hit. It seems this one's too cute to eat. This experienced mother is cautious entering the crater, but the need for water pushes her on. And besides, the crater seems safe enough for now. No sooner had they started talking about appropriate Allosaurus snacks than a Stegosaurus wanders down for a drink. But that might be a bit risky. With such a small young Allosaurus nearby, she would surely be the first thing an angry Stego would go for. This young Allosaurus runs over and joins the group before his poor mother even has a chance to catch up. She quickly does, but apologizes for her son and asks to rejoin the group, most respectfully. But of course, the more the merrier, within reason. Besides, who can refuse the politest teabagging ever? One of the young males notices another baby Allosaurus. He wants to know if we can eat it. Unfortunately, it just became family, and we don't eat friends of family, unless they die from natural causes. Unfortunately, new baby did catch some of that conversation, and is understandably a little concerned. Luckily, he was adopted instead of eaten. But what a way to get to know your family. Your potentially cannibalistic family. But now is the time to focus on providing. While the critters might keep the young ones sated and teach them some valuable skills, it's not something that can keep this group satisfied for long. No, these Allosauruses will need to bring down something bigger. And soon. Allosaurus is not the only top predator in the area. This young T-Rex, for example, is half-starved and trying to take care of her own young. And honestly, she's getting yelled at in the chat because she's lived an official anarchist lifestyle and rules are new. But after watching lunch trot by without a care in the world, this young T-Rex learns to ask the important question, like, does anyone else have any snacks? And when the answer's no, she can commence with the murder. Unfortunately, though, this T-Rex doesn't really know how to T-Rex, as most of her life has been spent being small and murdered in tiny stegos. It has never been this easy before. It's not until right here that this T-Rex realizes she totally should have gone for the bigger snack. Regret ensues. She thought that little one was going to be more difficult. And while she's able to feed her youngin', that baby stego barely put a dent in her hunger. What a waste of energy. No sooner was that baby stego a greasy spot and an aftertaste than the next round of attacks occurred. This time the young T-Rex is targeted. Never before has she dealt with such agile predators. They are relentless, numerous. It's like fighting flies armed with razor blades. She gives as good as she's got, but she can't match their speed. So even if she lands a good hit, it's not like she can chase them down. These guys seem to be everywhere, even places they're not supposed to be, like the air. It doesn't take long to realize their attacks are adding up, bit by bit. Mama Rex's confidence is starting to wane. How can something so small cause so much pain? But she's still hopeful. Perhaps she can hold him off here just long enough. It's then that she realizes her little one's becoming a victim too, and she leaves the safety of the cliffs to go defend him. It's only what any good mother would do. It's also exactly what they wanted. She knows running around like this isn't the best strategy, but hopefully it'll cause enough of distraction to keep their attention off the little one. But fighting like this is only draining her stamina and health even more. It gives them nothing but opportunity to tail ride her. This poor Rex just has no experience being a Rex. She takes one chance to try to end this and misses the perfect opportunity. Both of these Rexes are hanging on by their stubby little arms. She uses the last bit of her energy to protect the little one as best she can. I mean, definitely an A for effort, D- for almost biting the baby. The conchs try to lure her out, but it doesn't work. Even she's not that foolish. I mean, it might have worked earlier. There's an old concavinator in the pack who's an expert at bringing down larger prey, and he has the patience to carry it out. He's found the weakness right behind her. Emboldened by the experienced member, the other concavinaires gather around and figure out how to exploit the weakness themselves. And start taking chances they hadn't previously. As for our Allosaurus mother, she's still trying to feed all the mouths she's acquired. At this point, she's willing to take on risks that she normally wouldn't. It was a risk worth taking, as this hunt will fill every belly. Now Mama Alla needs a well-deserved rest as she took the brunt of the damage in that fight. But the other sub-adults are speedier and not able to take as many hits. Still, it's a bit too risky to lay out in the open for too long. She regains enough health to move on from here. While this mama was trying to sleep off the damage, one of the little ones decided to depart. As the group can't sustain this size forever, Mama just accepts this as fact. In the torrential downpour, she notices a small little figure. She goes and investigates because she believes it might be one of the young ones that wandered off. It takes a minute, but she realizes these aren't little Allosauruses at all. A very close fight, but the victory goes to the Allosaurus, who hadn't even fully recovered from the previous fight before getting started in this one. But luckily, the strength of the Allo pack saved the day. If nothing else, this can be one proud mom, though this victory won't last long if she doesn't find a place to recuperate. Her children stand guard, while this mother takes a well-deserved rest. Meanwhile, our male Ceratosaurus has been well fed on scraps and hasn't really had a reason to hunt on his own. So while he hasn't actively gone out hunting himself, sometimes the hunt just comes to you. The Ceratosaurus has 2 to 3 times more stamina than the Meg, but he still needs to be careful. Though it might look just like a little lizard, that Meg has 500 combat weight and 50 more hit points than our Ceratosaurus. That was a headshot, and that hurt. You can see this Meg is starting to doubt his decisions. Not too many have had to deal with the smash and slash Cerato. Most people are expecting Bone Break, but Bone Break doesn't really do any damage. Bone Break does about as much damage as a Struth Kick, while Headbutt's up there with an Allo Bite. And while it does use stamina, it only uses a fraction of what Bone Break does. Great, we're both out of stamina. Ah, the slowest chase in history. Well, most hunts in nature end in failure, and every now and again, your failure ends up being lunch for somebody else. And as for our old Allosaurus mother, she's regained enough of her health and strength back, thanks in large part to her own pack mates. Today was a successful day. Every belly is full, injuries have faded to a scar, the sun is warm, and the children are safe. And as she looks out to the little ones gathering mushrooms in the field, she can't help but notice that they're quickly growing out of their stripy little hides. Soon they will leave to start their own family. But for now, they're together.
I wanted to do something different in kind of a faux documentary kind of style. If you made it this far, you'll have to let me know if you'd like to see more kind of like it. I also wanted to showcase Allo in a slightly better light. While I loved my first Allo video, it was, kind of a struggle. If you haven't seen it, you should check it out. I'll put it in the description. Link it or something. But most importantly, I hope you had fun. Thanks for watching. Bye.